Initially and traditionally there has been very little communication between the two camps of architects and preservation. We checked and there was very little presence of preservation in any of the Biennale. And so they are seemingly opposite sides, but when we became fascinated by the subject, we kind of really discovered that preservation at this point is such a kind of incredibly strong force, and that there's so much of it. There's kind of maybe, if you add every regime, there's maybe 12% of the world surface that has some kind of special status in terms of reducing development. In this room, there is some of the debris that we collected in the kind of projects that we were doing. And it's a mixture of furniture, for instance, for the house in Bordeaux, that we did in, I think, in 90-something. And that also has been declared a monument, national monument the moment it was finished. So that is another interesting irony, that the time between what we preserve and what we end in now is getting shorter and shorter. Like 200 years ago it was 2000 years, then 100 years ago it was 60 years, 80 years ago it was 30 years, and now it is actually collapsed, and you have to decide right away. So the only conclusion you can draw from that is that preservation will become prospective. We have here is basically more and more digital reconstruction of the past that is kind of sometimes so perfect that it kind of reduces the value of the real or of the ruins. I mean, compared to this, a ruin looks really clumsy and really slightly absurd. And here we have a kind of proof or evidence of once we respect something and once we want to show our respect, we change our architecture, and our architecture becomes kind of what we call preemptive mediocrity. Yeah? And so in this image, I think no one can say, not even an historian, when it was made. You cannot really say, is this old? Is it the 80s? Is it? And so that is why we call our show chronocaos. It's simply that all these phenomena together are in a way interrupting chronology as we know it. Yeah? And rather than a linear thing, we have all kinds of patches that coexist. This is, for me, a very kind of funny image. It is all the covers of Time magazine that were dedicated to architects. There were 13, and the last one was in 1979. So in the last 30 years there haven't been any covers for architects. And this is the behavior of the stock market in America. After Philip Johnson, Reagan came, the stock market came and the market economy came. And for me this is proof that the market economy basically killed the seriousness of architects and the seriousness of architecture. And all architects now are in a kind of complex Faustian position, Faustian bargain. We become more famous but less relevant, and that is, you know, the kind of consequence of, and the evidence you see here. We have a theory that since there is so much preservation, that we can probably also need a philosophy or a theory of what should disappear, and this is in a way kind of something that I've been kind of working on intermittently for decades. Now, the status of what the contemporary world produces in many cases doesn't deserve eternal life. Very often it is kind of economically defined, and also we work with materials that rarely can survive over a long time. So I think it is important to, and maybe it's also important for particular cities, to try to not always extend, not always assume that everything needs to stay, but to find an intelligence of how you can get rid of things.
What about your own buildings? We heard that the Den Haag Dance Theatre is going to be demolished, and
yeah, well, it may not be demolished simply because of the economy. So maybe the economy will save it, but it's likely to. I mean, it may be destroyed, and the city has found a number of international architects eager to contribute to the destruction.